That's been happening a lot.
Watch this!
Good evening, Interworld. Sergeant Slack here, Banana Ball Productions. I have fallen into some fencing gear. This was not the kit I was going to do first off, but it is what has happened. There was an offer on this. Let me do that one actually, you can probably get all of me in there then. And you can see how filthy my mirror is. Yeah, so this is the Spes FG Gambeson. It's cotton and wool for the most part. There's a little bit of plastic in there somewhere. But I'm wearing it with a belt because it's far too big. There are other issues which we'll go on to in a sec. These are 800 Newton Supfen Pluto hose. And then I've got my crappy old inline skate name pads, what I used to work on the car with, so they're all covered with body filler and stuff. And then I've got some old 661 knee and shin guards from when I was riding mountain bikes more. But the issue is I'm a stupid shape basically, or rather everyone else is a stupid shape and I'm a normal shape. So to get decent arm coverage, especially when you're swinging them around, I need an XL, but then the XL is far too big in the body. Go there. But with the belt, so I'm going to do some modifications and gather that. Basically I'm going to put a couple of gathers in the side and then maybe a fancy back slit so it sort of matches with my Pluto hose there. So I'm having some issues. One is the extra large size of the extra large. So I can gather up, especially at the bottom, around the waist, you know, a good, get the belt out of the way, a good like 2, 3, 4 inches, which means that then as you move around, as you put your arms up, you know, the whole thing comes up and gets up in your throat, and that's no good. But yeah, maybe a slit down the back, and then just a couple of gathers. So I'll show you at the back, like just how much can be folded over in there. But around the shoulders, if I reach forwards, if I'm going for like, you know, a nice unterhow over here, you do actually use most of that back space. And yeah, you want a bit of wiggle room, don't you? So at the moment I've just taken to adding a belt to take some of the slack out. And that works quite well. It just makes it a bit more faffy. It'd be nice if it was a bit more put on and go. But then because of the leather lacing on this thing, which looks cool, but it does make it a bit more of a faff. What for to get on? The second issue I have is, oh well, look, yeah, you can show you go. So you've got rounded leather thongs that just go into holes on the other side. The other issue I've found is, especially in certain guards like Schlüssel, I've got some neck mobility issues. Like, not me personally, I can do it just fine. I do have a gorget on under here. So as mentioned in a previous video, we are doing, or we've done Lichtenauer. So my ox is over here, and then as I drop back into Schlüssel, I've got no problems there. And then same on the other side, nice thumbed ox, back into Schlüssel. Because you're going back into sort of like Rathgard, like Zonhut, which is leant back with the front leg extended, then, you know, you sort of, my chest is pointing over that way instead of that way like it normally is. So for ox, I'm pointing straight forward, whereas if I drop back to Schlüssel, I'm bringing this shoulder around and doing that. Maybe that's just my issues, but I can't move my lower back in that way. Basically, I'm sort of restricted. It's really difficult for me to push my head around there. If I turn up the bib on the mask, then I've got much better motility. You know, I can move it around, but obviously you don't want the bib up because then you can get stabbed in the throat box there. And with the bib down, it sort of starts to bind. So around here my head is turning inside the mask. Ox on the left, I'm sort of alright, but then I'm still, there's pressure on the mask when I'm in this guard. And then if I try and drop back into Schlüssel, I can't really twist my neck around, so my chest is still pointed up. It's all, and then on the other side with the arms across, ox is even slightly awkward, and instead of looking forwardish out my mask, I'm looking that way, and then dropping into Schlüssel, I basically can't see anything past here, which means, you know, a nice overhead from over there and I'm just screwed. So I think basically what it is this collar, because it's a little bit baggy on the gorget, it kind of like backs up. So I think basically in line with the other markings, I'm going to put a little bit of leather in so I can fasten it down here out the way, because even just, get out of here fly, even just doing that, and then if I put my mask back on, then I've got much better, I can move and see a lot more. So yeah, gonna do those mods and see how it works. But bye bye. Nice thumbed ox. Oh, it works quite well with the Gambeson. Oh, we're still filming, are we? Bugger.